Payment processing, a couple of important points. Most investments are completed on mobile phones these days, more than half, even in a Reg D offering. Credit card, debit card, ACH payments, wire transfer, and checks are the payment methods of choice. Obviously, with large sums, it's going to be a wire transfer usually. ACH is the least expensive method, but making it convenient to invest via debit credit card satisfies a lot of people. And again, on a smartphone, amazingly, it used to be 9.5 years ago, when I launched Manhattan Street Capital, we would rarely see investments via smartphone. We would see people finding an offering and inquiring, checking into it on their smartphone, and then coming back on their computer or possibly their tablet. But these days we see a lot of investment activity on the smartphone. Very impressive change in dynamics. Keeping the costs low is important. These days, unlike in the beginning, we have a lot of companies that we're competing with that aren't like us in that they don't offer the same degree of services that we do. But I could consider them displacement competitors, where companies will go to them because they find them, they come across them, and without looking at us, so they go to those other companies. But they're often charging very rich payment processing fees, 4% on a check deposit or a wire deposit, ridiculously rich fees, adding to the already significant fees for debit credit card payments, making it way too expensive. We do not make any of those charges. We do not mark up any of the payment processing. We don't mark up payment processing. Our back-end system is the most cost-effective you can find, I think. I think one thing to explain to you guys, obviously there's a mix in the audience. I don't know exactly what your experience level is, but for those of us who've only raised money in person or via email and phone meetings and discussions at length, the fact that people will invest in accredited investors will invest online without having a meeting, without having a discussion, is really intriguing and impressive to me, and probably should be impressive to you, because it's very different than one might expect. By definition, anyone who is open to investing in an online offering and actually has to be an optimist. People who are not optimistic won't even contemplate it, right? The likelihood that somebody's going to fly across the country to check out your business and have meetings with you in person is slim. So it's up to us to do the maximum job possible via the offering and by email updates and by videos and webinars to convey the credibility of the company. But it's still a leap of faith that only an optimist would take. But they do take it. So it's commonplace to see people investing $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 in a Reg D offering without having had a phone call, without having had a meeting. Of course, the efficiency of conversion goes up when you have somebody working for you that maybe we introduced, but that is working in your employ as a contractor or as an employee. That is following up via email to inquire why that person started their 50K investment but didn't finish it, and helping them, nudge them across the line in legitimate ways. And then in that case, of course, we're training those people so they know what they can and cannot say and do, and how they can be paid and so forth. But my point is that obviously when there's a proper, appropriate sales effort going on, then that will increase the number of investments that come in. But you would be surprised how many people will invest unhelped with the content being provided to them and the follow-up emails that build credibility.